You-
Hey y'all, what's going on? What?
It's my turn
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Well, we're back to where we were because last time we tried to do something different. It kind of threw us off a
Well,
little
we
bit.
thrown off still.
Yeah, and we thrown off again because we're trying to figure out what we're going to discuss this week on Marriage Minutes at its pace. And as you can see, I'm got this nice sweet new brim for Father's Day.
Did you?
Salute to Hammer and Hank. I like the old school hats, man. This just took me back, man, to when I was a little guy playing baseball, but I think it's pretty nice.
Are we talking about that
Oh
today?
no, we're not talking about that today. Anyway,
Today we're going to discuss a topic entitled integrity check. What do I mean when I say that? Well, I have found myself getting perturbed in my spirit and a little frustrated with people in my life that I feel and I think know me, and they in some ways question my integrity. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for my integrity to be checked. I'm not saying that I'm great. I'm not saying that I'm good in all things, but I believe personally that integrity is the ability or your, what's my definition of integrity? You do the same thing
when nobody's looking.
when nobody's looking. You do the same thing all the time in every situation, regardless of the outcome. I have another phrase, but it's not coming up. I'll think about it by the time Mark starts talking. But anyway, I just feel like people in my life that know me well, they may not understand the decisions that I've made, but I would like them to believe that I am still operating in the same integrity. And so sometimes when my integrity is challenged by people that are really close to me, it really hurts. Like, I'm not suggesting that I don't make mistakes. I'm not suggesting that I don't make the wrong decisions. I do quite often make the wrong decisions. But is my heart the issue, or is my decision the issue? Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
And so it has hurt me in the past when close friends, close family members that really know me and I think know my heart judge the way I move based on the action and not thinking about the person and the integrity of the person. Like, let me bring it home and then I'll pass the mic to Mark.
Couldn't stay away.
Here's the deal. My husband knows me inside and out, right? And I do wrong things. I make the wrong decisions. But I would like to believe that my husband knows at the end of the day that Rhonda is not maliciously running out to do something to destroy her family, destroy her name, or destroy her marriage. Now, Mark might question, why did she, if she knows that yellow is wrong or yellow is wrong, why didn't she pick orange? But I would like to believe that he's not saying Rhonda is maliciously picking yellow because she knows it's the bad choice or the bad decision. Lisa and Duran used to say it to us like this. I just would like to believe that my husband doesn't wake up in the morning saying,
Right.
how can I piss my wife off? How can I just mess my family up?
Yeah.
And so that's where I am struggling with that a little bit, because I look at people and they're kind of the questions that are coming at me, or the response I get to some things. If you know me, I would like you to believe that maybe I made a mistake, but that my heart was not had bad intentions. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of
Okay,
sense.
go ahead and finish then.
And I think that the sad thing is, because a lot of times we're judged on our actions and not who we are or who we have shown that we are to be, which should outweigh any particular action. If I have a history of showing my character and showing my values and showing who I am as a person, that one particular incident shouldn't throw off a relationship. But I know from history that if left unchecked, there will be a deterioration of the relationship. And unfortunate as that is, it will come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, you have, friends that you grew up with from nursery school, that have known you all your life, and then one bad decision or one bad opinion different than theirs, and then that will throw everything off. I'm almost led to believe, like I said, I know from firsthand experience, relationships, some things happen between me and my father that, despite the number of years that I've been on this earth and how he has raised me, that missteps or questions in my decisions have altered a relationship. And unfortunately, I don't think it ever recuperated and got back to where it was, prior to some things that I did that he didn't appreciate or thought that was in malice. And so, the unfortunate part of he took that to his deathbed, and so that's a relationship that I can never get back. And so I think if anything to learn from this is, we have to operate in a mind of mercy. We're not always going to be in our best. We're not always going to be at our best. We don't always get it right. But if we love each other as Christ loved us, and if we operate with that gift of mercy and really have the difficult dialogue sometimes of trying to understand why things may have went that way versus just leaving things to our own mindset, we may miss out on a lot of good relationships due to the fact that we just go on based on decisions and not who they have shown themselves to be consistently in our lives. How unfortunate that is. And I know that there's a season for everything, but unfortunately, I think relationships come to a close prematurely that don't necessarily need to come to that.
And I don't misunderstand me. I do believe that people that are close in my life have the responsibility to check me, right? I am not saying that if you are a good friend or a good family member of mine and you see something that I've done in error, I'm not saying that you don't have the responsibility and the right to check me. But are you checking my heart or are you checking my actions? Now, those two things are so different to me. And so if you are saying, I don't understand why Rhonda made that decision. That is the craziest thing that I've ever seen her do. That's different than, has Rhonda's heart turned? Has Rhonda just become this cruel, evil person inside? And she is making these decisions because she's evil and trifling? That's two different things. Because a lot of times, y'all, we have to make bad choices for right reasons. Or we have to make a decision that's contrary to what you believe and the rest of the world believes, because you've been led to do something that is different from what the world says. But is that my heart problem or is that a decision problem? Like I just see those two different ways. And I think the people that love me, people that care about me in my life will know the difference, or at least love me enough to see if there's a difference. And if my integrity is in check, that's a problem. But again, I believe somebody has integrity or they don't. That's my thing. I'm all done, I think.
I think, and I think to have that dialogue, and we have learned you have to have relationship. And if you don't have that relationship, then maybe having that conversation is not going to be as easy. And so then you have to operate and be prayerful about how to have that dialogue if you don't necessarily have that relationship to be open and honest and very frank with one another. But this is big boy stuff. A lot of times that
you're a big boy.
Nah, I fail sometimes.
Well, I have too. But
it's not easy. Relationships and things are not easy, but these are the things that sometimes strain and press on marriage. And so you have to be cognizant as each of you go through life dealing with external relationships and even internal that may be stressful.
I'm sorry. I feel like I have to say one more thing. I also think this comes down to your relationship with your father. Like, to me, when I make wrong decisions, when I I mess up plenty of times, and he does too. But we're not ever left. There we go. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit has the responsibility of checking my heart. And he does it well. So while you can see my actions because they're here, he sees my heart. And so if my heart is out of order, that comes from him. That don't come from you or nobody else. That comes from him. You can check my actions, but at the end of the day, I'm hearing from him. And if your relationship with him is strong, he's not going to let that go too far off to the right or left. And I've not ever been in a situation at this moment where I've known I've done something wrong and not come back and repented for it. I don't know that. Maybe I have. And if I have done something to you that I don't know about, and you're a good friend to me, come, let's talk about it, because I'm a big girl.
Be well, be blessed.